welcome back to Can't Contain Us. In our last video, we pulled the camper out for the season, but we soon found out we weren't the only ones excited to kick off camping season. Mice had made themselves right at home, and let's just say it wasn't pretty. So we got to work cleaning up the mess and making a plan to reclaim our little getaway. And in this video, we're keeping that momentum going with a few upgrades to get the camper back on track. And while most of our focus was there, we still made time for our garden and let the chickens lend a hand in their own way. It's just another busy day here on the homestead, and we're glad to have you along for the ride. Now let's get into it.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Quick little update before we get too far in today's video. We have some exciting news to share. Cody and I have both decided to finally start our own separate YouTube channels. We absolutely love working together on Can't Contain Us, and that's not going to change. But we also each have things that we're really passionate about outside of building the homestead. So we're creating new outlets to share those. Cody's channel is called Offgrid Overhaul. It's going to be packed with automotive how-to videos, tinkering in the garage, tool breakdowns, and all the things he's constantly researching and fixing behind the scenes. And I'm finally starting the cooking channel that I've been dreaming about for years. It'll be full of cozy homestead recipes, kitchen tips, sourdough experiments, and all kinds of simple living goodness. We're just getting things rolling and working on our first videos now, but if you want to be there from the beginning, both channels are live, and we'd love for you to subscribe and turn your notifications on and follow along as we grow. Alright, back to the vlog, guys.
What's up, guys? So, as you know, it is summertime.
Me?
Yep, so all the bugs are out. Summer's
Yeah.
favorite thing.
I love bugs.
It's tick season, it's flea season, it's ant season, it's all the bug season. After seeing so many ticks in the backyard, we decided it was time that we needed to call pest control. So, we're gonna go put them in the backyard. You just gotta catch them. All right, we got the lawn pros here, dual pest control and fertilization squad. So we're gonna go let them hang out in the backyard for a couple hours and hopefully eat all the bugs and do a little bit of pooping and get it nice and fertilized, make the grass grow real nice. All right, girls, let's do it.
All right, who are you? You're Severus. Who do you have? Buckbeak and...
Buckbeak, I guess. I don't know.
All right. You have Hagrid and Hermione. Malfoy is the hardest chicken to catch.
He's so fast. All that chase, but now that we have her, she's like not struggling, doesn't care. Like, what was all that for? They're not scary.
Malfoy is the most skittish chicken we own. And she's definitely the fastest chicken we own. She's super fast. Girls, we should go to the middle of the backyard, not in the corner. Do y'all see the backyard? Do you see all of this grass? A month ago, we posted like our robot lawnmower video and we had barely any grass. It was mostly just like a patch in the backyard. And now we have all of this beautiful grass thanks to my awesome husband, Cody. He has been out here working like a champ, planting grass seed, making sure the mower's doing its job, watering everything, and it's really paid off. It's beautiful.
Thanks, babe.
If you don't remember from a few videos ago, we had to stop free ranging the girls because they would just take off, and that was becoming quite an issue. We don't want them to cross into somebody else's property.
Oh man.
Plus we have other chickens who...
Malfoy, Oh no.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Okay, sorry about that. As we're literally talking about the girls taking off, they decided to squeeze under the fence and take off again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all 8 girls are in the backyard. We had to jump the fence, get the chickens, put them back over the fence. They seem to be fine now. But yeah, we're just gonna let them peck around, do their thing, eat some bugs, and hopefully a whole lot of ticks.
A few moments later.
What the heck? Why are they out?
I found a hole.
Okay.
No.
Good luck, Cody. Hey guys, what have y'all been doing? Screwing? Daisy and Dale are permanently pond ducks now. They absolutely love the pond. As soon as we open their house door, they take off. So I've actually completely got rid of their blue pool that was over there, and they are just pond ducks now. Honestly, I love it. It's so cute. All right, so we are back in the camper. As you guys know from the past few videos, we've been wanting to finish the bedroom, and we have everything that we need to finish the bedroom to start working on that project, spray foam, but we just can't seem to get the humidity down. We've tried different methods, but...
Yeah, the problem is it's just so humid outside. It's like 65 to sometimes up to 70% humidity outside. I mean, it's Missouri, it's the Midwest. It's like an armpit here in the summer.
I know, I'm literally drenched.
Yeah, I know, right? It's so humid outside that we just can't get it low enough in the house. I mean, you got to think it's a really small space, so every time we open the door, we're letting a giant gust of humid air back in the house. So.
Every time I cook, do laundry, do the dishes, the dogs, and then getting water all over the floor, everything makes the house humid.
Showering, doing the dishes, running the dishwasher.
The good news is that according to the forecast, which can be very iffy, the humidity is supposed to be low the next 2 days.
Yeah, it's supposed to get down to like in the 40s, 40% range tomorrow and then Saturday.
I'm hoping that I can put it in this video, maybe at the end of this video. It'll just kind of depend on, you know, if we're able to spray foam tomorrow, or it might be in the next video, and you know, that's just life. We can't always...
Can't control the weather.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So I pulled the fridge back out. I got the gas lines hooked up for it. I installed an AC outlet for it because this is a 3-way fridge. So it can run on battery power, it can run on 110 AC power like your house uses, or it can run on gas. So I got all of the 3 hooked back up, got the fridge back installed, tested it out. Propane works, cools down, so we're good to go there. I got this cabinet installed again, got the stove hooked back up, ready to go, got the lighter in there. And then I started building the rest of this cabinet that goes over here. So
that was one of the things we didn't get to last time.
Yeah, this swing galley has to mount to this cabinet face right here. I built a new cabinet face. I have the top for it right here. I just need to build a little bit more framing to support this, and we'll get that installed. Once that's done, I can actually mount the swing galley back to the face of the cabinets, and that'll be pretty much done for all of that. Yeah, there was a cabinet right here that had like a little drawer. I think it was supposed to be like porta potty storage originally because they came with one, but we took that out. We have plenty of storage and we don't really need a ton, honestly, so we took that out. We have this little mini bodega refrigerator, so I'm gonna get that mounted right here, build a little cover to go over it. I can't permanently install it because while we're camping, we want it to face this way so we can just open the door, hop in, grab a drink, and not have to actually come inside. But, so you can see it sticks out just past the door frame. So whenever we go to put the camper away, I can't pull the door out and put it up the way I need to without the fridge being in the way. So whenever we put it away and everything, we'll have to switch it to the side like this. So yeah, gonna build a cabinet cover for that. I think we may sew some new covers for the seats, and then we're gonna try and steam clean all the canvas.
Yeah, he started right here, and honestly, it looks pretty bad on camera. It was a lot worse. Unfortunately, it's just a really old camper, and it's been through the ringer, honestly. I'm surprised we've been able to get it as clean as we can, but I'm hoping maybe like a hot steam cleaner will get the job done. Slowly but surely. It's kind of messy, so y'all may not see it necessarily, but it is.
Yeah, it's definitely chaotic right now, but
yeah,
should have seen it when we opened it. We did pick up this mildew stain remover, so I figured we'd try it and see if that helped.
And on top of all of that, Cody has been hardcore bleaching everything. So I do feel a little bit better with how clean it is in terms of surfaces. Definitely room for improvement. Could definitely use a little bit more
Yeah,
cleaning,
I looked through
but
everything. There's no holes. There's literally no place for
You think
any
it was
mice
the
to get
seal?
in. It was the roof seal. There was a little gap right here by the door, and then there was a little gap at the back side of it. So I think that's where they got in at for sure.
so we're gonna fix
But
that.
just to be safe, I went ahead and spray foamed every crevice in the floor or walls that was bigger than like a business card to fit through. So everything is sealed.
And then as for me, over the past few days, I have been working on getting all of my seedlings in the ground. So I'll take y'all over to that. So I have all of my jalapenos in the first row, my tomato plants in the second. We have sweet peppers, and then I believe beefsteak. They desperately needed to go in the ground. They had definitely overgrown their containers. I could tell that by how thick and how many roots there were whenever I was transplanting them. But to be honest, I just really was not in a filming mood the other day, so I didn't film much about it. But the Roll King had some plants on sale, so I went and picked those up. And then as soon as the sun sets tonight, I'm gonna go out there and plant them, and I'll take you guys with us.
So like we said a little bit ago, we just need to get this cabinet face installed to be able to install the rest of the galley cabinet. So that's what we're working on now. It all goes together fairly easily. It's really very simply built. And the reason for that is just to keep weight down as much as possible, since it is a trailer and, you know, it's meant to be towed and everything. So there's not a whole lot to it. I actually think we built it a little bit better than factory because we used a little bit thicker wood. But this is actually just how it was originally designed. So this actually has no support back here at all. But it's also not meant to support anything. It's kind of just so you don't see back there. So whenever the galley cabinet's up and in place, the weight of it attaches down here, but it completely covers that hole right there. So you wouldn't even know it's there. Doesn't put any weight on this, so it doesn't really need to be structural. It just needs to look nice. And with the way they design these walls, this is just particle board that's about this thick, so you can't really nail anything to it and it be strong or structural. It'll just rip apart if you ever put any weight on it. The only reason I could nail this in is because we actually have a sheet of plywood behind this particle board, but yeah, not structural. All right, the last thing we got to do to make sure it's good and structural is we need to put some screws through this trim piece on the inside into this plywood, so that way the top is nice and secure. I put a couple nails in it to hold them in place for now, but like I said, the weight of the swing galley gets bolted in like right here, so we want to make sure that this does not move at all. And I apologize in advance if you can't hear me. We got the fan going in here because it is freaking hot today, so sorry if you can't hear me very well. Hopefully you can. I guess we'll find that out later. I do like to drill these little pilot holes just so I don't accidentally split the wood whenever I put my screws in. Just kind of helps to relieve some of the stress inside the wood, so whenever that screw goes in, it puts all the pressure in the hole. It has a little bit of room to work with. If it's not just throwing all that pressure out and splitting the wood. Take through my handy dandy bag of screws from last time we worked on her. I always try to do that forward, then reverse, then forward again. So whenever you're first putting your screw in, it's actually kind of pushing your wood away from what you're trying to secure it to. So you kind of want to pre-drill that hole, back the screw out, and then sink it back in while holding pressure on it, and then it'll clamp it nice and tight. If you can zoom in a little bit, you can see right here I have this little gap in between the cabinet face and the plywood right here, the particle board, that's exactly what I'm talking about. After sinking that screw in the first time, it just kind of pushes those two pieces of wood apart from each other.
With us on the angles because it's not a very large space that we have to work with here. We're very cramped. It is a camper.
Yeah, whenever we remodeled it all last year and we got all the cabinets out and everything, we were like, holy crap, this camper is so huge. Like, there's so much space for activities. And then we slowly started putting all the cabinets back in, and yeah, it's cramped. Everywhere you walk, you're bumping into something, you know, people are always in your way. And
What was that?
the last thing we got to do before we can put the top of this cabinet back on is install this guy. So I got to drill a hole about that big in the floor, get underneath it, screw it in, and then we can finally put this piece of wood on. So I think we just kind of want to keep it in line with our, I think it's the stove gas line, and then about 4 to 5 inches away from the wall. Yeah, it should be good. Really hope that didn't mess the vinyl floor up in there. Hopefully we got a nicely drilled hole.
That's what she said.
Can you bring me that fitting, please?
It was a very perfect. That's what she said, Mom.
Thanks, Braden, for the new pocket knife. Oh, perfect. So now that you see me drilling this, whenever we go camping, this is where we hook up the drain hose for the sink.
Okay. Oh, you just had a bug crawl up by your head.
I'm sure. They've been everywhere. I'm gonna get 2 screws and then I'm done down here. Well, that's, I guess I can 3D print that actually. I was gonna say that's one thing we need to get is a cap for this. It's not just an open hole going into the sink, but I can probably just 3D print one. Cool, all done. All right, now we just need to try and line this guy up with where it used to sit, try and get it symmetrical, and then we can screw it in. Now for the real test. Will it work?
Nice.
Cool.
Good stuff, good stuff. So that's why there's a gap right there. It's for the hoses.
Yeah, here, watch when I go back out. Oh, we do need to touch up all this paint on here though.
Nice. Good job, baby.
Thanks.
You rebuilt that whole cabinet. It looks great.
So yeah, now the last piece we have to put in right here, which I think I'm gonna probably clean it off and maybe put one more coat of paint on it first. So we have this little guy right here. So this side will attach to the floor. This attaches to the bottom of this cabinet right here. And so that way it'll block that gap, but then whenever we bring the cabinet down, it'll go with the cabinet. So that way the hoses can go through.
If you remember before when we originally remodeled the camper, it used to have a huge AC on the roof, but it was way too much weight for the roof, so we ended up removing it and then replacing it with this fan. However, now we gotta figure out some sort of trim situation. The fan came with this, but it doesn't exactly fit the camper, so we're gonna have to probably modify a few things to get it into place.
Yeah, it's kind of just a universal fan, so they give you this gigantic shroud. So we're gonna have to trim it like all the way down to here, get rid of all this to be able to get it put on there. I gotta go find something that'll cut plastic without melting it. So now I'm just taping this off at 1.5 inches. That way I have a clear line of where to cut at. So I don't want to cut it on the camper and get dust everywhere, but I also don't want to cut it on the grass and get plastic all everywhere, so I'm just gonna kind of cut it in this box in the back of the truck.
Hold it in place.
Got the fan all finished up. I also ordered some white loom to be able to put this wire in. In hindsight, I probably could have just used like white speaker marine wire or something like that, but oh well, I'll just put it in some loom. So I think that's pretty much it for today on the camper. I'm waiting on some more parts to come in the mail, so I'll probably just try and clean up a little bit, get her vacuumed and wiped down, and start fresh when new parts come in. But we still got a while before our camping trip, so we're not in a rush or anything this time. Last time we were trying to beat the deadline.
Okay, I got most of my seedlings in the ground the other day. I have jalapenos, tomatoes, different various kinds, but that's the general layout here. We went to the Roll King and they had some of these on sale, so I went ahead and picked up some of their seedlings, and I'm gonna go ahead and plant those as well. So we have Roma tomatoes, sweet pepper, so that's gonna go down here with my other sweet peppers, and then this is jalapenos. I have a bunch of cucumbers, squash, and other types of plants also that we're going to be planting, but I don't think I'm going to put those in the ground over here in these rows. I think I'm actually going to put them in the greenhouse, so that way they can use the greenhouse wire as a trellis. They need a trellis or some sort of stand. But a couple things with that: we need a weed eat around the greenhouse, and I need to bring in a truck bed full of dirt to be able to fill all of our planter boxes and then supplement some of the nutrients. So that's a project all on its own. Right now I just want to focus on getting these in the ground so that way they can start flourishing, and they're not so constricted to these tiny little 4-pot plants. Here where we're at, we have like really thick clay soil, so I kind of want to break it up a little bit and allow those roots to really expand and grow down without much effort. Oh yeah, they needed to be planted back. I kind of break them up a little bit, very gently. break them up. And then I'm gonna put the plant at the level that I want and then just kind of backfill around it. Our clay soil looks very dry. That's because it is very dry. So Cody comes out in the afternoon and waters, but the sun dries everything out through the day. I'm not really too worried about that because in the past years that we've had our garden, everything seemed to love the clay soil. It has a ton of nutrients.
Martha came from off the farm, ran right up, jumped in my arms. I said, you're coming home with me today. Martha, you're the sweetest girl, an angel sent down to this world. I love you more than words could ever say. Every day's a new beginning, life is just a game you're winning. Every time you look, an open door. So run right out, chase the sunlight, nothing left to do but do right. Martha,
if you don't know, I created a beginner's garden step-by-step guide. It's like a comprehensive guide for people who've never gardened before but want to get into it. So it's only $5 and I have it linked down below in the description of this video. So definitely check it out if that's something that you're interested in. I worked really hard on it, but I'm obviously not, that's not my area of expertise in terms of like writing a book. Please be kind.
evening comes, lay your head down.
All right, I got everything planted. And then when it gets dark a little bit later, Cody will come out with the water hose and get all of the grass watered, and then he'll also water my plants for me, so I'm grateful.
It's all about you, how I could not live without you. Martha, I will meet you at the dawn. Martha, my darling, your name I keep calling.
Why are you like that, Malfoy? Huh? Why are you like that? You're so skittish of us. He's always been skittish of us. Ever since he was a little chick. I call him a boy.
We've still got plenty more to do, but every little bit makes such a difference. And it feels so good to see things finally start coming together again. Thanks for hanging out with us this week, and we hope that you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Those little things help our channel tremendously, and we are so grateful. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.